Alright guys, I was at Sarasota Collectorfest this past weekend, and I didn't feel too good, so hopefully this video turns out okay for you. Let's get at it. Alright guys, so let me just say up front that I had to strip out the audio from these videos because they were playing music here and I don't want YouTube to hit me with a copyright strike. There's my wife's back. Don't mind the shoddy video work here. Over here, this first booth. I want to say too, this was not the first booth. The first booth was our friend from the Vintage Toy World video that we did a couple of weeks back. I didn't feature his booth that much because we saw his entire store. And that place is fantastic. If you missed it, go check out that video on the channel, the Vintage Toy World Toy Hunt, where I picked up a classic retro Soundwave. By the way, that booth that we just looked at there had some really cool video game stuff there. I never would know what these are over there on the right-hand side. Those are votives of some sort, or candles, or whatever they are. There is Mythic Legions. I've never seen those out and about, so that was cool. Check out this G.I. Joe aircraft carrier, the USS Flag. They said they were going to open it, but I didn't hang out long enough for that. I didn't feel great, so I missed that. But I would have loved to seen that and played with it, but I just could not. Alright, so here's another one. Crazy Fun Toys. They had some really great Funko Pops and plushies out there, you can see. There's a surplus of Funkos at these things these days. I mean, that's the big collectible, but they had video game stuff that was really cool. Some classic goodies and retro style video game stuff. Not a lot of video game stuff at this one, like we've seen at the previous. Where was that? I don't even remember. Fort Myers. We did the that video a couple of weeks. Well, it's probably about 2 months now, but that one was really cool too. Check out these Funkos. There is Mr. Owl from the Tootsie Pop commercials. Some very, very cool Funko Pops here. You can see that Simba on the right-hand side if you look real close. I'm hoping this video turns out really good for you guys. Let us move on from Crazy Fun Toys to our next location. Alright, so here's some exterior shots of the Crazy Toy booth before I move on. I didn't realize I'd shot this, so here you go. Some cool stuff. Ironheart over there, I see. Some black and light. I think that's the Sylvie from Loki. Sorry, it took me a second to remember who that was. There's some booths over there with Pokemon cards. You love Pokemon cards. I love Pokemon cards. So we're going to take a peek at some of the Funko Pops. Lots and lots of Funko Pops. Alright, over here there's some crafty stuff. You got some t-shirts and whatnot. That is cool to see. Very, very cool. I love people who have crafty talent. That's always so interesting to me because I can't craft to save my life. I can't make things. I have a wife. Oh, look at this. JB1 Collectibles. Sorry, I'm all over the place in this video. They've got some retro comics there. That is awesome. Always good to see comics there. So if you have talent to make things because, man, I cannot do it. My wife can do it. I cannot. Lots and lots of comics. All sorts of cool stuff. What do we got over here? Oh yeah, you got some Dragon Stars, which we featured on the channel. We did an unboxing or two for some Dragon Stars on the channel, as well as some Toy Hunt shorts. Look at these Dragon Ball, like, I don't know if they're PVC figures. There's Zenny. There's a really, really weird-looking Popeye. There's a Superpowers Batmobile. Look at that, some retro Dinobots. That's awesome. I was very good. I did not buy anything here. There's a Soundwave in a really bad packaging. It's all eaten up, but I mean, it still has the box, so that is worth something to somebody, I guess. But my Soundwave that I picked up, if you missed it, retro game consoles, handhelds. Sorry about that. My Soundwave did not come with the packaging, and I'm okay with that because I wanted to take them out and play with them a little bit. So I'm okay that there's no anything on that one. What else we got over here? We got some of those. There's the Omega Dark Side, I think, on that one. And then over here, what did we have? There's some tubs. Oh, there's like Pokemon. All sorts of weird stuff on here. I'm not getting all of this, so this is why I like to do my mic work there. But with the music playing, I just didn't want to risk getting a copyright strike and having to edit later, and it's just best if I do the voiceover now. So my apologies if I missed something. Here's some Matchbox cars. I know people collect Matchbox cars, guys. I do not, and I do not know anything about them, so that's why they're not featured on the channel, because I am clueless and I would not be able to tell you anything about them. Alright, so there's some real quick Alien Predator figures. I think Amigos Wonder Woman there, I think, or if not Amigos Wonder Woman, Amigos style Wonder Woman. Got some cool stuff. Let's go down these aisles. My apologies again for all the shoddy camera work. Over here, more Funko Pops. There's so many Funko Pops in this in most things that you go to these days. There are really cool Funko Pops if you collect Funko Pops, and I do to a degree. But man, I wish there was more. And there is retro vintage stuff, and there's some new stuff obviously, but I wish there had been more. Um, there's some cool stuff to check out over here. Look at this display of like Barbies and Kens. This was crazy. This is the kind of thing you actually like to see to break up the monotony of Funko Pops. I don't collect Barbies or Kens, but this was so interesting to see. There was a Star Trek one down there. That's super cool. Just look at all the different Barbie stuff, man. People collect this. It's amazing, and I'm glad I do not, because did you see how many there were? There's probably a million more, and I would not be able to keep up with it. There's some loose toys over here. Very, very cool. Pops! More Funko Pops. There's always Funko Pops, and that's okay. I know Funko Pops are kind of the big thing now, and keep an eye out. I'm hoping to feature something from the Rocky Moto guys coming up here, if I can get my hands on them, maybe this in the next week or so. They have a launch coming up, so I'm hoping to be able to snag some of those if I don't have to wait in a really long line to do so. Heavy Metal magazines, I didn't even notice that before. That's cool. Does anybody remember Heavy Metal magazine? And I went on a tangent there, and I missed that super cool Lion-O. And look at this display of little mini Lego figures. I don't know if these are 100% customized, or if they're taken out of boxes, or somebody sold their collection. Maybe it's a combo. I don't know. I don't have a lot of minifigs at my house, so check out these very cool. I think were these Mafex Star Wars toys? I don't remember. Very, very cool. I could have picked up one of those if I had had any kind of budget, but I didn't go with any kind of budget, and I'm going on vacation, and I really can't afford to pick up any toys before vacation. Priorities. Thundercats! There's Lion-O over there, and I think I saw Mumra. There's a Marvel Legends Miles. You got some DC stuff over there. Very, very cool. There's there's Mumra, there's Lion-O, I can't remember what the other guy's name was. There's a Stan Lee. That's cool. All right, here's some turtle stuff. Man, look at the retro turtles sealed in boxes, and man, oh man, I can't afford that. But I've got a retro turtle video. Well, it's re-releases of some of the retro turtles, so don't get crazy about me spending that kind of money. I bought the military turtles. I pre-ordered those, and they're that retro style, but they're re-releases, of course, that they're doing. So those will be coming to the channel. Here is a show list. There's the Super 7 turtles. So many turtles. Oh, look at that. It's got the Technodrome there. There's some really great stuff. I cannot afford to collect all the stuff I want to collect. Look at that. Ninja Turtles 2, Ninja Turtles 3. Great stuff. Alright, so here's some more goodies in here. I couldn't get in. There was a bunch of people actually shopping, and since I wasn't shopping, I didn't want to kind of shove my way in there so I could record. That's just rude, and, people spending money come before guys that are taking video, in my opinion. That's my opinion. You got some retro G.I. Joe stuff in there, some Marvel Legends, it looks like, all sorts of good stuff. Check that out, guys. Some retro Harry Potter toys. Those are really cool. I don't really collect too much Harry Potter anymore. But for the people that do, there's a retro wand still sealed in the box. That is awesome. Alright, here we go. Lots of loose figs real quick. Let me know if you see anything. Hey, it's Phil. That's really cool. Very, very cool. Alright, it's got some more loose stuff there. There's an Alf. That's a retro style Alf, I guess, or retro. I shouldn't say retro style. It's retro plush Alf. There is some cool Star Wars vintage toys. Some Disney stuff up there. I see Figment. There's a really cool booth. Look at these. Cabbage Patch Kids. Kill it with fire. No, I'm just teasing. I know people collect Cabbage Patch. It's not my thing. Doesn't do anything for me. But if it does something for you, that is cool. So I did not see a ton of those. I think those were the only Cabbage Patch I saw at this one. So you know, maybe it's not as big as it used to be, but once upon a time, Cabbage Patch Kids, and I lived through that time period. Once upon a time, Cabbage Patch Kids wore the collectible. Funko Pops, of course, there. I didn't feel like stopping what I was talking about to talk about more Funko Pops. There's just so many. Oh my god. There is a Buzz Lightyear and a Slinky Dog and what's that pig's name? I can't remember. Anyway, here's some retro style vintage X-Men and Batman McFarlane toys and those Batman 66, I think it is, on there. Bad camera work here, sorry dear. More Funko Pops. My wife loves Funko Pops too, but she really likes Loungefly bags. And was some Loungefly bags here, but not a ton. And she likes seeing the cool stuff from her childhood too, but there's less of that for her than there is for me, because I got into, you know, Transformers and G.I. Joe and all that kind of stuff. So she finds things, but not as much as I find. Here's another spot here. Sorry, folks. Excuse me. Trying not to get in people's way. It's only fair that I stay out of the way and let people shop. I am taking videos, so again, what I'm doing is not the priority. I always try to remember that. Now, if you're watching this video and your booth, if it were showed up in my video, and you obviously want to put that down below in the comments and advertise, that is awesome. Here's some very cool retro. This is where I almost lost my mind. The retro Transformers. I have one vintage Transformer that I bought, and I have some of my old stuff that are all beat up. But I almost pulled the trigger on that Trax that we just passed, and maybe that blaster, but I was good. I'm going on vacation, so I did not buy it. And that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry it was not the best work I've done, but hopefully the next time there's one of these, we will be able to do a better job for you. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you real soon with something else super cool on the channel. Bye-bye.